Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager. This is their part number 4L in a US32D. Here's what it is. This is a heavy piece of solid stainless steel bar is what it is. It's been bent into the shape of a pull handle, a D shape. You could certainly, with your imagination, you can call that a D pull handle. Very robust, very heavy duty, obviously. There's not a lot to this. It's just a hunk of round stainless. Why would this be advantageous? We'll talk about where you're going to use this. I'm not super tickled with their finish. I will admit that. I don't often say anything disparaging or even remotely negative, but this finish, in my opinion, could be a little bit better. Let's take some dimensional properties. And while I get that tape measure, this weighs about 3.58 pounds with its small mounting package. So this is a 4L, and that means it's going to be 12-inch center to center. So the center to center of the holes is 12-inch. This being 1-inch diameter tells us obviously it's going to be 13-inch overall height. Its clearance, we're going to guesstimate that with the tape measure here. It looks like it's about 1.75 inches maybe. Yeah, it is. That's what it says. I'm looking at the description, so 2 3/4 to the outside. This is what we would call a through bolt mount, and will include a couple of countersunk washers and a couple of 1/4-20 flathead machine bolts, and that will allow you to get this installed into a typical 1 3/4 thick door. If you have need for a length of bolt for a door thickness other than 1 3/4 thick, just let us know. We can accommodate that. Let's talk about where you're going to use such a pole. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. So where you are going to use this, anywhere you like. You want something super heavy duty, something that's going to basically last forever. People will specify stainless steel or 630 or US32D because of its durability. 32D is the most, sorry, the word has escaped me, the most durable. The most durable of all finishes. This is called a natural finish, where all you've done is take the base material and you have, being stainless, it will be basically non-magnetic. Most durable of all finishes, it's called a natural finish, where you've taken the base material and all you've done is brush it. In my statement earlier, I don't love the lack of brushing that's kind of down in here. And listen, this is a very utilitarian piece of equipment. No one is really thinking about the caliber of the finish. Well, I don't know, I am. And I would think that if I was spending money, I would want the finish to be really good, even though it's just brushed stainless. It could be a little better down here, in my opinion. Hager knows what to do. There's no doubt about that. Now, places that you're going to see this installed, everywhere. Bathrooms to, doors to bathrooms in park districts, super heavy duty. Commercial applications. This material is just for stock, so anyone who's going to want a 12-inch center to center, obviously commercial applications with aluminum storefront, extremely typical. You want a real heavy duty pull handle, something nice and heavy duty on the delivery door to the back of your restaurant, great option. Fairly inexpensive, again, going to last forever. And that's really all that there is about this. In terms of its shape, very typical. The 4L can be done in different base materials, and therefore different finishes. Aluminum, brass, bronze, stainless. Your brasses, your bronze, your chromes, your nickels, your satin polished, oil rubbed, powder coated, anodized, polished. If I didn't say that, I think that I did. So there you go. Let's switch to the screen view. And it's heavy. If I haven't said it, it weighs about 3.6 pounds. Let's switch to the screen view and let's take a closer look at the supporting information. Okay, so here is the item that we are taking a look at here, and I have some photographs that we can view of this 4L. So there's the label. Not a lot to really see there. Let's look at the hardware itself. There's your pull handle. Different perspectives showing that bend. I guess that illustrates what my earlier commentary was. Showing the bottom of it. Pretty typical. That started out life as just a piece of bar. There's your fastener package, obviously. There's two of them there. They're just stacked together. Now, the extended description information. Round wrought door pull. I don't know the process by which stainless bars are made. If they are wrought, then I have learned something new. 1-inch diameter, 12-inch center to center, projection and clearance. 1 3/4. Specify if other, and do that up here. Comments. There's generally not a charge for bolts of different lengths. There may be. If you've got a 6-inch thick door and the bolts are going to have to be, 6.5-inch long, yeah, there likely is going to be a small charge, but we'll let you know about that, obviously. Finishes that are available are listed. If you want to increase the clearance from 1 3/4 to 2.5, it'll be an H4L, and that is for accessibility clearance. I don't believe anywhere in code it is defined that 2.5-inch makes a door pull handicap compliant. I don't believe that it is anywhere in the ADA guideline, which I'll show you where we have a copy of that for your review. But nonetheless, I believe that it's accepted somewhat universally that 2.5 inch is that magic dimension. Product template, let's take a look at that. 4L, J, and G, just different sizes of the same pull. Mounting drawings, that's important because it'll show you the different mount types. If you're going to single mount pull them, a type 1 or a type 8 really if they're back to back, which is a that's showing a single mount with a spanner. It's called a spanner cap because you'll use a spanner wrench to install it. That's just a decorative cap. I don't see any back-to-back mount types here, but we'll take a deeper look at that. This catalog I just clicked on very quickly, product catalog, that will allow you to review different pull handles from Hager. Okay, you can get through there and check it out. Look at the different shapes and styles, some ladder pulls, some decorative pulls, as you can see, that are in this book. So I was able to pull up the Hager catalog so that we could review all of the mounting types. And this 4L, you're going to be able to install it, and there'll be a link below this video to the document. You'll be able to install it as a type 1, just through bolted for a single pull. You'll be able to install it as a type 3, as a back-to-back mount. A type 5, which is a concealed mount. Type 7, which is a spanner style back-to-back mount. That's a very robust way to mount something back-to-back. If you have a very high volume, stop listening. If you have a very high volume application back-to-back, you'll want to consider type 7. Type 8 you can do if it's a Herculite style door, glass, 3/4, 1/2 inch, whatever it might be, type 8. Now there is a there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page as seen here, and when you click on that, you'll be able to get to our manufacturer's page within our site, and from here you can pull up not only all of the Hager products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website as seen here, but also a link to the full product catalog as seen here. That link to the mounting drawings are on this page as well. I should say they will be by the time you're seeing this page. Encyclopedic documents are here, but first, product catalog, that's the most current. I have one that's over 100 years old. If you want to see what Hager was making in 1915, there's a fun link. I had mentioned earlier about ADA. The ADA standards for accessible design, that's here. Why is that important? Well, Hager makes hardware. Hager makes thresholds. All of that is governed in this document. So if you were looking up thresholds, you can do a find function on your keyboard for threshold and find all of the matching incidents where that term shows up. And sooner or later you will certainly find information that pertains to what you're searching for. Perhaps you're looking at the question, what's the maximum height? Well, there it is. It's 1/2 inch. Okay. The Hager Keying Service Manual, a locksmithing topic, if you wanted to find out what Hager does in terms of their cylinder system and keying platform, and then a companion video to go along with it. All right, let's wrap up this video on camera. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. Okay, so if you have any questions on the Hager 4L utilitarian style door pull, please feel free to reach out to us. This can obviously be mounted, if you bought 2 pull handles, you can arrange them back to back. You can do push-pull sets, horizontal push sets, probably just obviously on one side, although you can see multiple bars going across the face of the door. The name Hager is quite synonymous, as you could imagine, with hardware, seeing a catalog from 1915. Well, they've been in business a lot longer than just 100 years. In fact, it's definitely mid-19th century. I believe that I actually have an older catalog than 1915. I might have one maybe 10 years older than that. I don't recall. But it is a bit of a hobby, I would say, here for us, where I collect and then have scanned and then uploaded to the site these archival catalogs. And it's nice to have examples of American hardware manufacturing from decades and in fact a century and a half ago, for sure. It's not only Hager, but there are other names of which we have a lot of great, several and many great pieces of historical archival information in the form of catalogs from different manufacturers. The name Hager is, as I said, synonymous with builders hardware. Of course, they're in business for almost 170 years. Everything to do with the door and frame, with the exception of the door and frame. Hinges, closers, exits, lock sets, push and pull, trim and auxiliary, push and pull hardware, continuous hinges, obviously, weather stripping. They're going to have residential hardware like sliding door hardware, things of that nature. A tremendous offering of products. So Hager, with the exception of the door and frame, is a type of company under one purchase order. You can generally order everything that you need, and electrified hardware as well. There are a couple of gentlemen over at Hager, one in particular, who is an industry leader when it comes to electrified hardware, and the other gentleman I'm thinking is also an industry leader when it comes to specifications. And they are extremely active in the national organization. They are extremely active as educators, and I'm grateful to both of them for the help that they have given me in my pursuit of advancing my career. So to those 2 gentlemen, I say thank you. Any questions? Any questions on the 4L and a 32D finish or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.